things, but I still think that I have a lot of more things to do, and also Argentina has a lot of potential. First of all, I want to know who you are, what are you doing, and then also I'm going to explain a little bit more of my journey and what I'm here in front of you trying to explain why Argentina is the best place to grow in Latin America. So I see there's a lot of guys from Argentina as well, but how many of you have a startup, they're starting to think in Latin America? One, over there, two, four, okay, perfect. So first, I want to put you into context and explain a little bit more of our past in Argentina. I think the best way to predict the future is to see what the past has been and also what actions are we doing in the present to change that future. There are 4 of the 10 unicorns in Latin America, they're from Argentina. So to understand what's the potential of a company, I think it's really interesting to know what are our biggest success. It's funny because I think the concept of unicorn, it's now, we call them in Argentina big companies. It's not unicorns and people that really struggle a lot through 10 years. I don't know if you know Mercado Libre. Mercado Libre is one of the biggest e-commerce in Latin America. They started in 1999. That's been a really long journey. This is the founder, that's Marcos Galperin. He started in Argentina, based in Argentina, and now he owns the biggest e-commerce in all Latin America. This is Globant. Also, that's a company in Argentina that's got a little bit more than 10 years. They also started from Argentina, and now they are more than 1 billion company, and they did an IPO last year. And the other company is Despegar. Despegar is also a web-based company that sells, they started selling online tickets, and now they do hotels as well, and they're planning to do an IPO this year. So I think, what do these 3 startups or these 3 unicorns have in common? So this is really interesting to know what they've done and how we can replicate this future and how can we replicate this success. First of all, they all started thinking outside of Argentina. I mean, that's it. For us in Argentina or Latin America, it's really basic to start and to figure your business globally. Because Argentina has a small market compared to the world, and also because the possibilities that you see in other countries, they are much better or greater than just in Argentina. This is funny because in all my journey, that later on I will explain you, I've been in Brazil, in the States, in Spain, and most of the entrepreneurs, they start the company just thinking locally. They just think, okay, I'm going to conquer Brazil, I'm going to conquer United States, I'm going to conquer Spain. For us, it's really, at the beginning, when you talk to an Argentinian entrepreneur, that here are a few of us, when you ask them what you want to do, it's, I want to conquer the world. Not Argentina, conquer the world. Also the conditions. This is really how I see the entrepreneurs in Argentina, because we have to struggle to a lot of conditions, like there are micro and macro conditions, but this is the basic example of how to be an entrepreneur in Argentina have been for the past 10 years. I don't know if you're familiar, but in Argentina we got almost a 40% year-over-year inflation. One time we had 2 or 3 exchange rates. So imagine explaining an investor from outside Argentina that we had 3 exchange rates. And also the conditions were not really favorable for us to grow. And nonetheless, there were 3 really big, huge startups. And also the team. All of these 3 companies have in common that the funding team and the headquarters, they're based in Buenos Aires. So based in Buenos Aires, they expanded all through Latin America. They got offices in other parts of the world, but the main team and the management team, they're all in Argentina. A little bit of more context. Do you know what's the country in Latin America with the highest GDP? Any guess? It's really simple. No? 1, 2, Brazil? Yeah, Brazil. The GDP per capita is in Trinidad and Tobago, because it's really small and they got a nice GDP. But what we have the best, like for the past 10 years, is education, human development, the people. So that is really interesting, because Later on, I will explain a little bit more, but one of the three, or I think the best partner for you to have is to have a good team. And to have a good team, you have to have an educated team, and you have to have a flow of new talent, and also a flow of talent that is used to grow in a business or grow in a country with a lot of with things that change. Because a startup, it's constant change. So I think with the introduction, he already explained a little bit more of what I do and what's my history and what's my track record. I'm one of the founders of Nubelo. We started this company 5 years ago. If you see this slide, I was much younger than today, and I always say that a startup year it's like the year of a dog. You always it's like 7 for one that you've been a startup. So we've been 5 years. But also what is really interesting is that from the beginning, we started 2 founders from Argentina and 2 founders from Barcelona. We started globally. We started with Spain and with Argentina. And my biggest challenge was to grow in 12 countries, 5 countries in 12 months with 1 million euros. So that was a huge challenge for me. I was the business developer of Latin America. Now I'm based here in Barcelona to do the business development of all Europe. But I mean, they just gave me, okay, we have to grow in Latin America, 5 countries, here's the cash, 12 months. Challenge accepted. Okay, I put my bag and I start going everywhere. I went to Chile, I went to Colombia, I went to Mexico, I went to Venezuela, and I went to Brazil. As he previously discussed, this was me before when I ended the journey. But what basically you need to grow in Latin America, it's time, money, and time. A lot of time. Because I went to Brazil. Okay, Brazil 5 years in the past, it was growing. But we figured out that the time to market was easier. We bought a company that we settled ourselves there. So imagine how fast we have to go. Perfect. And from all the countries that I went, the country that was easier for me to grow was in Chile. That was amazing. 5 years, they had a problem called Startup Chile. They give me money, they give me a visa, and they give me a company in 24 hours. So that was amazing. I didn't have Chile in the map, but they told me, okay, I'm going to give you money, settle yourself here for 3 months. And in 24 hours, I had a company, I had a bank account, and I was able to do invoices for my client. So that was huge. So then, okay, I figured out here is something. So we met a lot with the entrepreneurs in Chile, and we figured out that there was a non-profit association that was called ASEA that was built for entrepreneurs and by entrepreneurs. So it was really interesting what they did and what are they doing. So they imported entrepreneurs to Chile. And for me, that was amazing. It's like you had some crazy guys that are trying to change the world, and you're bringing them to your country. So we started working with them 3 years ago, and we created ASEA. And with that, we wanted to change the conditions to be an entrepreneur in Argentina. So you may be asked, what's in it for me? What I gain from doing this, or why I'm listening Jorge telling this? I always see that you got 3 goals: long-term goals, short-term goals, and what you need right now. So in the future, for the past 10 years, for the forward 10 years, I think the conditions in Argentina are going to be really great, because now as we speak, there's a bill, a law that is being discussed in Argentina that is really similar to the one in Chile. And what we figure out is with the macro conditions, with the talent in Argentina, and how ourselves are trying to change Argentina, the future, we believe we're going to be more like Israel, like Chile. Also, Chile wants to be as well as Israel. So we hope that we can replicate the part of the unicorns in the future. But I mean, if you see the past, it's taken 10 years for a company in Argentina to be a unicorn. We hope to short that distance as well. In the next year, this is really amazing, because the bill, when we discussed it 2 years ago, our main focus was speed. So if you have time and you have money, you can grow in Argentina really quickly. So our biggest challenge is to have a company as well in 24 hours, and for you to build a company in Argentina in 24 hours. Also, we are talking with the government to have matching funds. It's really important to have matching funds between the privates and the public, because it's a way to encourage the funds to grow and to build in Argentina and to settle there. And also to build a fertile ground. You got the talent, you got the institutions, and also let's hope that you can also have the stability for you to grow and to build a company in Argentina. And now, what's the most important for you now? As I discussed, now Argentina has got the biggest education and the biggest talent in Argentina. So what I recommend for you to start now is to invest in people, not invest in countries, because the people are going to help you grow the countries. If you invest in Argentina, invest in the people that is there, invest in the entrepreneurs. And also, if you see in the next year or in the next 10 years, the things are really going to change. But now what you got is a human capital in Argentina really, really good. We're used to the rules to be changed, to be bent, and we encourage ourselves also to think bigger and to grow outside Argentina. So for you, the ones that raise their hand, really think in Argentina for you to have a great team there. And imagine what a great team can do for you in Argentina, in Spain, in any country of the world. But I really encourage for you, if you are going to open an office in Latin America, interview and open a position anywhere in Latin America. Interview a guy from Argentina, from Colombia, from Mexico, and ask yourself which one is going the best to really pivot, to change, and who's got the mindset to think outside the box. So, I mean, it's really simple, but what I really think is like Argentina's got a huge potential. And with a little bit of encouragement from the government and the private sector, and to put Argentina in the spotlight of entrepreneurs and investors, I mean, what we've done in the past 5 years with these 3 companies, it's huge. We conquer a lot of things, and with none of the help. My case was, I did all alone, and I think that I've done a lot. So with a little bit of help, Argentina is going to be a great country for you to grow there, and also, but I also want to put emphasis in the moment right now. Now it's a fertile moment for you to grow talent in Argentina, and also think, as I said in the past, what a great team can do for you and your company. And that's it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. I don't know if we have any questions. No questions? No? There we go. Just a sec. We have the mic there.
Just to add, I think there's another unicorn from Argentina that is Ethermax, that are the creators of the application, the game application, Apalabrados y Preguntados. And I want to add that.
Yeah, totally. There's a lot of new companies that have been in the last 5 years that are really huge. And also, as you said, Apalabrados here, it was funny because my partner from Spain, he was crazy about Apalabrados, and we met the founders, and we also worked with them. And I said, I don't know Apalabrados. And then when Preguntados came to Argentina, it was really huge. But also, I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs in Argentina that they're hidden there, and nobody knows what they've done, and nobody knows their history. So a great part also is that we're working with ASEA and with the government, and also with the private institutes, is to show these entrepreneurs, to show what they've done in the past 10 years, that it was, it's really hard. It was really hard to build a company in Argentina. It was like everyone tell you, don't do it. But we're crazy people, so we also did it, and with a little bit of encouragement, I think the potential is really, really huge.
Yeah, I would actually say that probably the next unicorn is sitting over there. So Santiago over there, that's probably the next Argentinian unicorn. Brand Track, you should definitely check his company. Nearly won. Actually, they told me your pitch was perfect, so. Well, Jorge, thank you very much.
Thank you for
it's been a pleasure having you here. Thank you very much for sharing your knowledge about the Argentinian market. Thank you very much. Well, guys.